Online coaches, how would your life change if you had $50,000 per month in profit in your pocket? If after all the work you put in, the hard work, whether it's on your offer, your traffic, posting on social media, sending emails, SMS, following up prospects, appointment setting, closing calls, fulfilling for your clients, coaching them, if you put in all this work and it finally accrued to $50,000 per month in profit. See, a lot of coaches think like that is insane. And of course, let's not lie to each other. That's a large amount, but it's more than tangible, more than possible with the right systems in place, with the right setup in place, with the right offer, with the right conversion mechanism, with the right nurturing assets, with the right sales process. It's more than possible. I need you first, before we get into anything in the video, I need you first to understand that it is more than possible. I believe in you. I know that you have more than enough capabilities to do so. You do. You're watching this video. You have initiative. You're putting in initiative to get to that level and surpass it. Maybe you don't even care about 50K a month. Maybe you want to get to 100K a month. But the fact is this. Number one, we have to understand that it is tangibly possible to achieve this. And once we understand this, once we break this limiting belief and truly understand $50,000 per month profit is more than possible, we can actually smash it. My name's Isaac. I run a sales and marketing consultancy firm for online coaches. What we're going to break down in this YouTube video is the fact that you don't deserve $50,000 per month if you are not doing these key things. These things that I have on my iPad right now, if you're not doing these things, forget about it. Because oftentimes I think everyone's looking for the new program to buy, the new information, the new. But if you really asked yourself, if you really sat down and said, am I doing everything in my possible power now to get to my goals? You know you wouldn't be. Some people hate him, some people love him. Andrew Tate said, if you really tried, if you truly tried, you would get there. If you really, if you gave it your all, you would get there. We're going to dive in to everything specifically, how to get to 50K a month, what you're missing if you're not doing 50K a month, and I hope you gain some value from this. Perfect. So let's dive into this. If you are shooting for 50K a month, as a prerequisite, you should probably already be on a 10, 15, 20, 30, right? And so to even do 10K a month, you know, and this is something I haven't even put down right here, you know you should have a high ticket offer. And your offer needs to be proven, right? You need to know your niche, your ICP, etc. So there's many videos I've made on how to own your niche, how to create a high ticket offer, etc. How to get the best ICP. So watch those videos if you're not at a level where you haven't optimized your offer. But the fact is, you should already have a high ticket offer fully in place, fully ready to go. Now, we need to analyze, first and foremost, traffic. We're going to go from the top to the bottom. And traffic is, at the end of the day, the be all and end all on the basis that if you have no traffic, you have nothing. You have no business, okay? You need some form of traffic. Even if it was from referrals, you need traffic. Alex Hormozi says this, and he says, if you're not making $100,000 a month, oftentimes you just don't have enough people who know what you do. Because you need to ask yourself this question. If there's 8 billion people in the world, if 8 billion people knew your offer, how many people would convert? Even if it was 1% of them, you're making billions of dollars. So the fact is this. We know we need more traffic. That's just the fact of the matter. And the funny thing is, this is at the beginning of the video, but how I like to see this is you don't actually want to turn any traffic on until you've patched the holes in your bucket, which is why we're going to go into the other things that revolve around traffic. Because if you, for example, go, okay, cool, traffic, I need more traffic, and then pour traffic in to a system that has holes without patching them up, you're wasting money, you're wasting time, you're wasting effort, and you're not converting leads in an efficient way. So if we get back to this, right? What types of traffic can we actually have? We of course have short form organic, we have long form organic, paid acquisition, and we have cold acquisition. Long form is one thing I see that a lot of high ticket coaching offers are missing. And the fact is, a lot of them rely on Instagram, TikTok, you know, these short form platforms, which are good to start off with. And you can easily make 10, 20, 30, 40K with these platforms organically, right? But to get to the big league, you really need to have a long form acquisition process because of the fact that this is true mass education and nurture. And so long form organic is the game you play where someone watches 3-4 of your long form videos and is an instant high quality, high ticket buyer because they've been fully nurtured. For me, I always say this, someone watching 2 of your YouTube videos is equivalent to them having a sales call with you. Because the fact is they've essentially spoken to you over a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minute period, watched your video, assessed if they know, like, and trust you, done everything. Long form is essential. And long form can come in multiple ways. We have YouTube, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter threads, we have many, but we need to have some sort of long form organic acquisition process. We have short form, of course. I think this is a given. IG, TikTok, you name it. But then to get to the next level, I always say this, to get to the next level, you need to become a new person. And to become a new person, you need to do different things. And that means we need to do paid ads and some sort of cold acquisition. Bear in mind, I want to say a warning for cold acquisition. This may not be applicable to all niches. I always thought you can never do cold acquisition with B2C or with fitness niches. But the funny thing is, with fitness, if you utilize LinkedIn, you can have a very strong, very smooth cold acquisition process. And then, of course, we have paid. Paid is where you get to the big leagues and where literally you can put in $1 and get out 10. You can put in with the $1 and get out 5. You can put in $1 and essentially you have leverage because you are mass distributing your content. And so you want to see organic is almost spray and pray. It's not bad. Let's not lie and act if organic content is horrible. If you do good quality organic content, cash collecting content, it's going to do well for you. But you are targeting almost everyone in quotation. And paid ads is this direct line to your direct ICP. Of course, let's not act as if that's easy either. Nothing good comes easy. So produce high quality paid ads. You need to, of course, learn how to run them, which is a massive skill. And if you want this implemented into your business, book a call or join the free school where you can learn some more. But the fact is we need all 4 of these things. 3, if we can't implement some sort of cold acquisition process to make sure we rip it. So traffic, simple. Nurture. Again, I always say, the most high ticket buyer, the most high quality buyer is the most educated. It's the person who has watched you for XYZ amount of years or XYZ amount of hours, is very acclimated to you, knows you very well, okay? They know your offer very well. They've seen testimonial upon testimonial upon testimonial, okay? This is the person who will come on a call and spend 10 minutes on a call with you and say, yeah, I'm ready to buy 10K, done. They're buying. It's happened with many of my clients because of the fact that I've been watching them for years, they're extremely nurtured, and they're ready to buy. That's why nurture is so important. And so as I said, long form organic as well is nurture. The beautiful thing about YouTube is top of funnel and middle of funnel. And so if you're intelligent, if you're exceptional at what you do, you can get YouTube videos to be extremely educational, extremely nurturing, but then also go viral. And that's double whammy because it's like not going viral for no reason or on like a short video that's 15 seconds long. It's going viral on a 15, 20, 30 minute video that actively mass educates your ICP. No brainer. We have long form organic. This is nurture again, and we spoke about the other forms. We have a free community of some. Even if this is not school, which by the way, school is obviously the hot topic right now, the best. Okay, we have our email list, and I just watched a video from Alex Hormozi, and he said right that he spent a long time within his business not doing any email. And he massively regrets it. He said the actual return, and I don't want to misquote this, but he said the actual return you get on emails is actually 40x what you put in. Considering that with emails, it's essentially follow-up. You've already put in all the acquisition to get the lead in the first place, and all you're doing is maybe paying some email softwares and paying someone to write the email. But the other side of it, the leverage side of it, is that you could send one email to 10 million people and get instant money, collect instant cash just because of that one email. So email is extremely powerful. It can be short form, it can be long form. You can get speed to lead because you can go directly to their inbox rather than DMing them or posting and waiting for them to reply. And right, similar to email and similar to long form organic, we have LinkedIn newsletters. And these are powerful as well because these are technically an email list within LinkedIn. But on top of that, they get notified. These are essentially an email list within your LinkedIn. And I'll tell you why. Simply put, when you post a newsletter article, it gets notified to all of your subscribers and all of your followers. So that's already one massive W. But then on top of that, we also have the fact that LinkedIn newsletters get sent to their email. So this is like an email list and an article and a newsletter in one, okay? Really powerful. And then finally, we have podcasts and IG stories. I explained in so many videos that podcast nurturing asset is a powerful asset on the basis that number one, how do you nurture someone when they're walking in the street, when they're at the gym, when they're driving and on the move? You can't tell them to go to your free community then, or watch a YouTube video, or read an email, or newsletter. This is where the podcast comes in, right? Podcasts are powerful, but the question is, of course, how do you create a podcast without going through all the effort of a podcast studio and this and guests? And it's simple, repurpose. Social media is a repurposing game, not a creation game. You repurpose your YouTube videos as podcast episodes. Very simple. Data sets, cut them 5, 10, 15 minutes, post them as short snippets in your podcast. And then finally, we have IG stories. IG stories are money makers. How are we going to now convert this pre-qualified, highly nurtured lead into the actual system, into the actual funnel? How are we going to get them down the line? We call these mediums of contact. We have SMS. And the fact is, emails are great, but emails land in spam, and emails land in the alternate inbox, and emails sometimes don't deliver. And sometimes emails get shrouded by hundreds of other emails. I mean, you can look through your unreads, and you'll see how many emails you haven't replied to. So emails are great, but they have their drawback. Best believe you know when you see a text, you see a text. Whether you reply to it, that's your decision, but you're never going to say, I didn't see it, or I missed out on it. Like, a text is a text, you know? So the fact is, SMS is direct marketing, okay? It's extremely direct. And if we can do promotions, for example, my clients do at least 2 to 4 SMS blasts per month, the correct way without pissing them off, making them unsubscribe to your SMS list or report you as spam, you can make a lot of money from it. We have DM setters. They are a medium within the Instagram platform. It's very simple. If you train a highly qualified acquisition agent, proper DM setter, not like someone from the Philippines or not like someone who just is a commission only person who just wants to make a quick buck. If you have a highly qualified acquisition agent like we provide for our, you are going to find that you have a consistent way of booking in 3 to 5 calls, highly qualified per day. Simple. You also have a dialer. This is the money line. Okay, this is true speed to lead. DM setter is very effective, but if you can get people on the phone and get them in a conversation, you can book calls on auto. This is beautiful. And then of course we have a VSL funnel of some sort where we can directly get them to book in after they watch a nurturing asset. That's 10-15 minutes. So do you have these things? Even if we go back, do you have all these traffic systems in place? Do you have these nurture processes? Do you have the conversion mechanisms? Now, qualification. Because this is one thing. A lot of people calendar on social media. Oh, fully booked calendar, fully booked. Oh, it's fully booked calls. You've got calls for days, 7 calls booked in a day, and that's great. That's good. But if you have 7 calls booked in a day and 6 are qualified, what the hell does that mean? It means nothing, right? It's a complete waste of time for everyone. So we need to know how to qualify calls the correct way. And this starts off by simply having a high quality ICP. For example, I'll tell you this. There's a guy called John Madsen, honestly killer. Ex-NFL player, in great shape, has a bunch of gyms, and he has an online coaching program. Surely makes between $300,000 to $500,000 a month. And in his VSL, he literally says, if you're not making above $100,000 per month, click off the video. Guys, this is what it means by having a high quality ICP. He instantly qualifies. There's no funny business. He doesn't even have to have a qualification process. Because in his VSL, which you have to watch in order to book a call with him, he literally says, if you're not making over $100,000 per month, click off the call. Hyper niching is extremely important. This is when you become a niche expert, almost niche famous. If you were targeting busy professionals or 9-to-5ers and getting in shape, which is a niche like this, you could do decent. But if you target pilots, you do this. And then if you target pilots from America, you do this. And if you target pilots from America who are over 40, you do this. So we need to hyper niche. That allows us to qualify easier. We also need to utilize calendar booking software. This is simply having qualifying questions within your calendar to make sure that you know the validity, quality of the lead the second they come into the pipe. It's funny because we actually have an AI implementation that we implement for our clients where the second a client books in, we use artificial intelligence to search up their LinkedIn, find their occupation, go on Glassdoor, find their salary, and basically give the lead a lead score. That's more like advanced level stuff. The fact is just simply having qualifying questions. For example, so like taking action on this coaching program is a 4-figure investment. Is that something that is even remotely possible for you? When we ask for our clients at the end, the form is getting into shape is time investment, energy investment, emotional investment, financial investment. That being said, which one of these best currently describes your situation? And then in brackets we put, this is so we can give you the right level of support. And the options we have is, I have multiple 4 figures, so we can instantly assess the quality of the lead. We also ask them for their location. We use this via the country code. All of these things allow us to instantly know how high quality or low quality the lead is. We also have, for qualification purposes, call reconfirmation processes, and this literally massively dropped our no-show rate. The majority of no-shows got eliminated simply on the fact that they had to reconfirm, and if they didn't reconfirm, we can cancel on them before they cancel on us or disappear on us. This keeps us scared. This keeps us framed. We're the expert and we're in the control of the situation. And then of course, the patented pre-call process, the sneaky triage. And the fact is this, if you don't have a triage call process, what the hell are you doing? You'll be able to eliminate so many objections that your closers go through by just having a pre-call process. And I've made an entire video about triage calls and exactly how to implement them. If you just join the free school below, you'll get access to that. Now, we have closing. And closing is very simple, right? We need to understand that there's 2 aspects of the sales side of things. There's closing and selling before the call, and there's the sales on the call itself. And so before the call, we need to ensure that our prospects have sales assets of some sort, okay? They need to have trainings, nurturing assets, something they need to watch from you, so that when they watch this, they're warm. They're even more nurtured, even more warm, okay? And so within these sales assets, we have testimonial montages. We've got objection handling asset, where we use the data from the calls, find the key objections, the main objections, then put them in an asset that they can watch before the call. So we pre-handle the objection. We have process asset, where we run through our actual process, our onboarding process, what it looks like when they actually work with us. Okay, and so implementing these sales assets is a no-brainer. Now, closing. Frame the call. If we're getting into the actual closing process, we always need to start off by framing the call. Are we framing the call the correct way? Are we taking authority from the jump? Are we an expert when we enter that call? Or are we asking them what the weather is like in Miami? Frame the call. We go into discovery. Again, and I always say this again and again and again and again. The money's in the discovery. You can do the best pitch in the world, but if you have a rubbish discovery, you're not going to close anything. You have the pain building process. And so with the pain building process, it's honestly simple. I say this, sales is very simple. Sales is understanding where the prospect is, where they need to be, their goal, what's been holding them back. How can we make this gap wider? Pain building questions, pain building process, and then how can we position our solution as the bridge to this gap? That's it. And so with pain, we need to make the prospect understand what will happen if they don't take action. What will happen if they stay in the same position? How does it feel to be in their current position? Paint their dreams and crash them down to their lowest low. Build pain. We have to have an effective pitch. Are we pitching the correct way? Are we just talking at the prospect? Or are we pitching in a consultative manner, but in a collaborative manner, showing them what it looks like to actually work with you in the effective way? Do we have a temperature check after the pitch, which we use to assess if the person is going to close or not? Because we shouldn't even be pitching the price if we don't know for sure that this person is going to close. Objection handling. Do we have objection handling skills? Now, onboarding. Key thing. I'll let you know this. One of my mentors taught me this, right? There's only two things that you need to know that are indicators that determine if someone's going to get results in a coaching program or not. It's very simple. Price, or it's the onboarding. And you guys, I don't want to sound like a resounding gong. You guys have heard me say why we should charge high ticket many times now. So I don't think you need me to hear me say it again, okay? Right? Price, it needs to be a high ticket. The onboarding process is a no-brainer to get it right. You need to get this right. If you don't get this right, it will make you have a client that you prayed God for. I've got a client now. You got the client. You're like, God, take this client away from me. Honestly, right? So in the onboarding, the two things we have to do to make it effective is set logical and emotional expectations. The logical expectations are usually always set. We usually say, we're going to do this, you're going to communicate here, you're going to start with this program, you're going to go into here, you're going to go into this stage, you're going to review the modules, etc., right? The emotional expectations is where most coaches miss out. Within the emotional expectations, you need to make them understand. Number one, you are the expert. You are the expert. What you say is go. I'm not saying you should run some sort of tyranny. I'm not saying that. You're the expert at the end of the day, right? You're the expert. And if you're the expert, they need to understand that you have plenty of testimonials of people who have garnered success within your program, which then means if they don't get results, it is on them. This is important. This sounds like you're playing a blame game, but you're not. If they don't get results, it's on them. It's on them. You need them to understand that you put everything into getting them results, 100% and more. You give them your team, your allocation of your effort, your modules, your system, your accountability, your consultancy, everything. But it's a two-way street. And if they don't give their all, how on God's green earth are you going to help? You can't, right? But for sure. These emotional expectations are really important. Number three, we need to onboard with speed. Success likes speed. But then further than that, onboarding with speed eliminates buyer's remorse. This is so key, guys. You know, most of the time you'll probably get the most refunds within the first couple days because people have made a big decision. They've jumped in, but then they're like, should I do this? How can I get out of this? And that scarcity mindset, that fearful mindset is coming back to them. So if you're onboarded with such speed, such efficiency, which shows you're an expert, you're good to go. For example, you don't go to Selfridges and buy a Gucci bag and they tell you, yeah, come back in 4 years. No, you buy it and you get the bag. That's what they need to feel. You need to have a speedy onboarding process with systems in place, automated. Finally, we need to make sure we're collecting referrals. This is arguably one of the simplest fixes you could make that would accrue you so much money. It would just double your revenue if you do this correct. Because everyone always thinks that, they just paid me. I don't want to get a referral yet. I'm going to get a referral when I get them good result. XYZ. But the fact is this. It's all about framing the referral the correct way. So for example, if you said to Bob, Bob, I mean, the funny thing is, you have so many people who join the program every single day. And what we found helping people like you get into shape is we've understood that the people who actually do the best are people who have someone in their support network going on the same journey as them. For example, we've had people who've had children get on board this program. They've had their partner get on board this program. They've had their best friends, their colleagues, their business partner. And the fact is, having that person who you actually know within the same program, under the same support network system, it garners you better results. So that being said, Bob, do you know anyone who actually would need this type of service? Or you want to go something on the lines of, who do you know who would actually benefit having the same transformation as yourself? And Bob's going to explain who it would benefit. And then you say, and Bob, how can you put us in contact with this person? Boom, simple. Now, we need to ensure that we have some sort of a leveraged fulfillment mechanism. Because the fact is this, 50K a month is no joke. How many clients is 50K a month? Even if you're selling a 5K high ticket package, that's 10 clients. That's not a joke. So you need to have a leveraged fulfillment system that covers all bases and gives the client what they need. Number one, we have physical assets in terms of our leverage fulfillment system. We have digital assets. We have that in terms of media. So modules, course, book, something that they can consume. We have our community, which builds something bigger than you. Because if you have 2 people in the community who are spearheading everyone else and getting everyone else motivated, that would mean that your accountability is a lot easier of a job. And of course, we have accountability and consultant, because the fact is you can give the perfect program and the perfect pitch and the perfect system and the perfect everything onboarding. But if you don't give them consultancy to their specific needs and wants, no success. And of course, you can always implement people into your fulfillment system, such as client success managers and coaches. And finally, of course, you have lifetime value, because the fact is everyone is always looking for a new client. New client, which is important. But if you learn to maximize the LTV of your current client, this is when the game truly changes. Of course, we've spoken about referrals already, but we need to have upsells, cross-sells, continuity programs, and downsells. If you have these 4 things on top of referrals, it's a money printer. You know that you have solidified ways to get new clients and use old clients to collect more cash. It's very simple. And so guys, if you don't have these things in your business, how can you expect to make 50k a month? As I said again and again, it's not a joke. So you don't have these mechanisms, these systems built into your business, no chance. Again, I'm not saying you should implement every single one of these. For example, on the nurture side, you don't need to necessarily have IG stories, podcast, LinkedIn newsletter, email list, free community, and long form organic. If you understand that it's a repurposing game, you understand that these things are not actually that hard to implement and maintain. IG stories, not hard to implement. Podcast, you use your YouTube video. LinkedIn newsletter, you repurpose from a YouTube transcript. Email list, you do the same thing. Free community, use your YouTube. And then long form organic, that's where the creation process occurs. If you guys don't have these things in your business, you have a couple choices. You can obviously just click off this video and act as if you didn't watch it. Keep moving on with your life. You can try and do this by yourself. Go through this video. I mean, you can see it's here. I can even send you the screenshot of this diagram and analyze everything you don't have and try and get it done. But the fact is you're playing trial and error because you don't have an expert to audit your business and analyze everything. And the final option is you could book in a call with us and get this implemented for you as soon as possible so that you're not leaving serious money on the table. This was a serious video, so a good video. And I really hope you accrued some value from this. And I really hope you can take action on this in some way or the other. Either booking in a call, joining the community, doing whatever you want. My name's Isaac. I hope you enjoyed that video a lot. Hope you have an amazing day and take care of yourself. Jesus loves you.